Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me to participate in this event. I'm very enthusiastic and very happy to be able to share knowledge with the audience. Okay, before let me introduce myself. My name is Kuncahyo Firdhaus. Here I'm not alone, but I am with my partner. Namely, number one is Mohammad Arif Ali, and number two, Setya Rahayu, Sugiarto, Bayu Pangestu, and me. Next, Finda, Setianingrum, Winda, Utami, and the last, Dian, Listiarini. Okay. Here I will present a material entitled Muscle Damage in Sport and its Biomarkers. Just go straight to the materials. Okay, next page. Okay, in this page, it's introduction. When exercise is performed without proper consideration, such as the intensity, type, methods, or even individuals' experience, it can be turned into dangerous activity to do. Strenuous exercise may cause negative effects that can lead to trauma or damage to the bones, muscle, ligament, and tendons. According to the Munich Consensus Statement, trauma can occur anywhere and have different symptoms and conditions. Biomotor particularly muscle is at high risk of injuries. There are three types of injury related to the muscle: strain, sprain, and contusion. In several cases, muscle injury can lead to dysfunction, recurrence, and chronic pain. Once there is a damage or injury in the muscle, its structure and the body will show various changes in both functional and biomarkers as response. Muscle damage can lead to things such as swelling, breakdown of muscle structure, pain, decreased body part motion, and decreased muscle strength. Muscle damage relate to physiological response of heavy training called delayed onset muscle soreness or DOMS, DOMS. Okay, for better understanding on what happened to muscle damage, medical and paramedic practitioner, coach, trainer, and athlete must know several indicators at the molecular levels which scale biomarkers. Okay, the next slide. Okay, the next slide is purpose, methods, and okay. The purpose, the number one is to identify muscle damage due to exercise. Number two, to identify the biomarkers that can be used indicator of muscle damage. This methods, okay. Okay, the methods. This is a narrative review with traditional literacy methods which include reading and reading. Data in this paper are secondary, mainly original studies within last 10 years of being published were considered on this paper. Additionally, other references were being used only to support the storylines in order to answer the research objective. Materials were obtained from data stations such as Google Scholar, PubMed, ResearchGate, reports, blogspots, newspaper, and etc. 31 papers cited in this study, 81% were published between years 2010 to 2019. 5 papers, 16% between years 2000 to 2009. Traditional literacy methods consist of 3 stages which must be done sequentially in order to provide acceptable answer for the question. They are: number 1, the codifying or compilation stage is when investigator doing collection and sorting all related materials from source. Number 2, analysis and synthesis stage, profound and delayed examination, extracting data on how data from choose materials could be contracted into data interpretation. Number 3, conclusion drawing is the last stage to end process of literature study and to test the novelty of study. Okay, the next slide. Result and discussion. In result and discussion, there are 3 types of muscle in the human body. Number 1, skeletal muscle, and number 2, smooth muscle, and number 3, the cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscle, as the main movement, are composed of muscle fibers, connective tissue, adipose tissue, blood vessels, and nerves that have a variety of forms. The locations of the anatomy and their physiological function. Furthermore, skeletal muscle has 3 types of fibers. Number 1, type 1, slow oxidative fibers. Number 2, type 2A, fast glycolytic oxidative fibers. And number 3, type 2B, fast glycolytic fibers. In order to generate movement, the muscle will contract eccentric and concentric, which is also known as isometric contraction. However, excessive muscle contraction during physical activity or training can cause muscle damage. In general, muscle fibers experience structural damage that can be caused by a single contraction or from the cumulative effect of some contraction. The contraction that tends to cause muscle damage is an eccentric contraction that may be harmful if done excessive. Injuries that cause muscle damage can be caused by direct and indirect trauma. When trauma occurs directly, will result in a constant point in which contact occurs, while indirect trauma can cause damage in the form of the muscle fibers without any physical contact. Indirect muscle injury due to the internal force by overstretching. A strain is a very common injury which occurs in the skeletal muscle. Strain can be seen from the loss of muscle contractile function, loss of peak strength, increased fatigue, decreased strength production or disruption of the normal myofibrillar structure. The mechanism of strain can occur due to the presence of tensile force in muscle caused the excessive strain Stretching of muscle fibers so that a tear occurs near the intersection of the muscle tendon, myotendinous junction. The contractile power is transmitted from the muscle fibers to the extracellular matrix at the end of the muscle fibers at the specific mechanical junction. Okay, the next slide. Three different categories of strain. Strain 1, breakdown in muscle fibers, and although it is painful and sore, muscles still have a normal function. This injury is more common in non-contact sports. Strain 2, muscle fibers accompanied by the onset of pain and sore, and mild swelling, bruising, and loss of muscle function. Strain 3 leads to loss of overall muscle function, unbearable pain, discoloration, and swelling. And then the last can be handled by surgery. Okay. The next page. Okay, you can see a few. Okay, this page, you can see a figure 1 in muscle soreness in the hamstring, and serum of myoglobin concentration figure is adopted from Moreira. Okay, sport with physical contact allow the occurrence of colliding between individuals so that the change of injury increase. Okay, number 1, martial arts. Number 2, karate. Number 3, rugby. Number 4, football. And number 5, basketball. Cases of muscle injury in physical contact sport have a tendency to occur than non-physical contact, although both have significant result in muscle soreness. Injuries in sport are very common and almost experienced by everyone, even by professionals. An athlete can even struggle with injuries until the end of his career. Okay, come on. So next page. Okay, this page, table 1, perceived muscle soreness of team sport activity. Table is adopted from scene. Okay, this table 1 means perceived muscle soreness and relative change in pressure sensitively. Following similar team sport activity circuit with contact CON and without contact NCON. Okay. A means indicators significant different from pre-exercise. P means indicators significant different from NCON. Okay. Next, the next page. Okay, this figure 2. Yes, biomarkers change in creatine and myoglobin after match in rugby athletes. Figure is adopted from Takarada. Okay, damaged muscle direct clinical assessment. Biomarkers are measured substance used to objectively determine the physiological or pathological process of the body as an indicator of a biological state. Okay, uh, lactate dehydrogenase LDH is a responsible enzyme conversion purified into lactate through the way receivable conversion. In physical exercise involving skeletal muscle, lactate dehydrogenase can be used as an indicator of adaptation metabolic level in figure next. Okay, next page. Okay, uh, in this figure 3, LDH change on pre, post, and 24 hours after exercise. Figure is adopted from category. Lactate dehydrogenase LDH is a responsible enzyme converting pyruvate into lactate through the way receivable conversion. Okay. In physical exercise involving skeletal muscle, lactate dehydrogenase can be used an indicator of adaptation metabolic level. In that study, expressed a significant increase in yield on the LDH after resistance training. This real comparison was found in group that received resistance exercise will be such protocol and RE versus regular protocols with an intensity of 16% and 18% VO2 max. Okay. Next slide. This slide is conclusion. Okay. Strength is a muscle damage form of muscle injury in sports, and there are three categories of strength: decreased strength production, soreness, and fatigue are the function change is muscle damage, whereas keratinkinase, myoglobin, and lactate dehydrogenase are biomarkers to do direct clinical assessment in muscle damage. Okay, this is a conclusion. Okay, last page. Okay, in this last page, knowledgement. The study is part of an investigation about effect of high density of foam roller on blood lactate and range of motion as indicator of delayed onset muscle soreness DOMS, post long distance running in trained young males. The study was granted by Research and Community Service Institute of UNES, or Lembaga Penelitian dan Pengabdian kepada Masyarakat, Universitas Negeri Semarang. Okay. Okay, finish. And then thank you for your attention. That's all we can say. Hopeful that what we convey can be useful, and apologies there is an error. Thank you and see you. Goodbye and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.